Motivational quotes, they're pretty big at the moment. You can pretty much find every quote imaginable at an arts and crafts store that you can hang on your wall. Today's the day, anal. And I always kind of thought it was more for the elderly or that kind of Christmas gift you'd get and fucking hate but have to pretend that you like the quote and you'll put it somewhere just so you make the person who got it for you feel better. But what I didn't realize is it's actually a really popular trend, motivational quotes that is, in the Joker worshipping community, people that act like Helga from Hey Arnold and make bubblegum tributes to the Joker in their closet. See, these Facebook pages and these YouTubers are dedicated to coming up with like the goofiest, over-the-top, edgy quotes and putting Joker fan art on top of it. And when I say goofy, over-the-top, edgy, I'm talking like some dumb shit like, "Darkness is my light. I'm not afraid of the sun because it burns. I'm afraid of the sun because it gets rid of my darkness." Shit like that. And what started this rabbit hole for me is I saw a picture from a video called 15 Epic Boy Quotes Joker Ultimate Edition. And then I had to YouTube that myself. And when I did, I was presented with an overwhelming amount of Joker motivational badass quotes. And obviously I watched a lot of these, but the couple I'd like to share with you is the one that immediately caught my eye, which is, of course, Joker motivational quotes, best motivation ever, bad boy quotes, fuck the fucking fuckers. I mean, with a title like that, it was putting hair on my chest. I was like, shit, I gotta go out and fuck the fucking fuckers. So, of course, I dove into this one to get motivated. I've had to mute the audio, unfortunately, because for some reason the trend with these Joker motivational, badass, slap your mother edgy quotes is they use this copyrighted trap music, which I don't really understand, but I've muted it and replaced it with the 2019 guy instrumental. But I really do wish they'd narrate the quotes themselves. I think that'd be a lot better. Fuck the fucking fuckers before the fucking fucker fuck you. It's almost like a children's nursery rhyme, to be honest. It's pretty powerful, it's a bit thought-provoking, and it's pretty goddamn deep. Just reading that motivational quote makes me want to run into the bathroom and throw some lipstick over my eyes, then run away crying, slam the door to my room, and turn off the lights. Sometimes you just have to play the role of a fool to fool the fool who thinks they're fooling you. If that doesn't have you pumping your fist in the air shouting, "Fuck you, society," then I just don't know what will. Don't worry about peoples, they all will die. I mean, what more can really be said? Are you motivated yet? When I was born, Devil said, "Oh shit, competition," and he almost spelled that word correctly. It was really close. You'll notice a common theme with all these Joker badass motivational quote videos: constant misspelling and shit grammar. Me chasing you. Bitch, read it backwards. Ui, ginsak im. This fucking makes no sense. I think what they mean to say is you chasing me, but that's not reading this backwards. That's totally fucking changing it. But if you do want women to start chasing you, come on over to the streams I do at twitch.tv/MoistCritical. Women love that shit. They'd love to see you there. I'd love to see you there. Come on over. And this is just one of thousands. We can dive into the one that really started it all, the 15 epic boy quotes for badass boy men from Joker's Ultimate Men Boy catalog. So we can check that out, but I just want to make it clear, there is so much of this shit just on YouTube. That's not even counting all of the Facebook posts from all of it. It's a crazy phenomenon right now. It's like bronies, but for jokers, I guess. I don't really understand this motivational Joker quote movement thing at all. If you ever knock me down, you better kill me, because when I woke up, you're so fucking dead. You know, who's to say it wasn't an accident that they knocked you down, though? Maybe you need to analyze the situation a bit more beforehand. Also, how big of a pussy are you that when you get knocked down, you lose consciousness when you woke up? Are you kidding me? You got knocked down barely and you fucking passed out? Come on now. If you want to shine like a sun, first you have to burn like a sun. Whatever the fuck that means, I suppose. Ooh, Jared Leto's. Don't worry, she will text you. When all her male friends will be busy. Yeah, busy with Chad Thundercocks, am I right? Fucking disgusting. Sweet as sugar, hard as ice. Hurt me once, I will kill you twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Another common trend you'll notice is half of these say how nice the guys are until you push them, and that's when their demons come out of their penises and whatever. Which I don't really understand, because if you're making these posts, you're already not coming across sweet as sugar. You're coming across as a fucking weirdo. Personality is to a man what perfume is to a flower. That's poetic. I mean, what the fuck? 80% of boys have girlfriends. Rest 20% are having a brain. Yeah, I'm sure that the reason this guy doesn't have a girlfriend is because he's too smart to have one. His brain's too fucking big for any female to handle. Also, I'd like to fact check these statistics here. 80% of boys having girlfriends, that seems remarkably high. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but I'd have to dig into the literature. Every problem comes with a solution. If it doesn't have any solution, it's a girl. Yeah, I don't really understand what's with the all this like girl bad stuff here with the Joker memes, but it's very common. Do I really look like a guy who gives a fuck about what people think? Well, yes, the fact that you're posting this kind of shit on Facebook, it absolutely makes me think you care what they think about you, for sure. 100%. This is not the actions of a man who doesn't care. Stop showing your attitude. If I show you mine, you will forget yours. Well, I mean, yeah, that about covers it, I suppose. Now, I imagine it's not just the Joker. I'm sure if I dove in a bit deeper, I could pretty much type in any big character at the moment and find motivational, weird, edgy quotes associated with it. Like, if I typed in John Wick epic boy quotes, I'm sure I'd find equally dumb shit. But the fact that it's the Joker and this popular is pretty goddamn wild to me. So that's just about it. So yeah. Sigma male versus alpha male. What is a sigma male? Why sigma males are more attractive than alpha male. Alpha male versus sigma male.
Difference between alpha and sigma male. Hello guys, welcome back to Alpha
This
Show.
guy does not sound like an alpha male.
Change your life.
This guy sounds like an accountant.
Always wanted. Alpha men don't need much stimulation when they are in a group before they can be
Who
active.
actually
This
like
isn't
learns
sigma
from this
men who
and believes
naturally
it?
Require extra stimulation. They take orders.
Right.
They're generally mediocre and are low in the dominance hierarchy.
Of course.
Also, they don't get many women. Then there are
Obviously.
the alpha males who are in the top 20%.
Yeah, the
They're
gamers.
The ones who give orders. They often get very many women, but
Too many
there's a
women,
third
I'd
type of man
argue.
that many don't know
Need
about.
2 dicks as
They
an
are
alpha
the
male.
Sigma males, and some alpha male traits. Courage, an alpha male is not without
It really
fear.
must be tough
Nobody is
being a
fearless,
like a
actually.
young man
We all
growing
have
up with the
fears and
internet, getting
insecurities
fed
that are
shit
not
like this.
controllable. But the alpha male can push on in a specific direction despite his fears.
But at least it
He may
gives
be
you plenty of
scared that
things
his
to
new
blame,
business
like
will
damn, I
fail,
can't help
but
it, I was
that
born
won't
a Sigma
deter him
male.
from trying.
Damn
He
you,
may be afraid
dad's
that the pretty
nutsack.
receptionist will turn. He won't
The
have a
Reset League.
meltdown.
Okay, well that's pretty boring. Why is this called Alpha Show? This guy definitely falls into the Sigma male category, I would argue. How to be a beast in bed, 18 proven steps. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I don't know him personally, but I don't think he's followed any of the steps.
A channel that will completely change your life from negative to positive.
Finally, an
And
alpha
the person
male
you always
representation.
wanted to be. After this video, you will learn practical
Looks like the kind of
steps
guy
on
that
how
the
to
football
turn
team
any
would pay to
girl
do their homework.
crazy in bed. More to do with how you, as a guy, approach sex, rather than doing something extraordinary.
You gotta treat it like a
that you
chess
must have
match.
seen in a porn movie
Got a scholar's
or
made her
read on a
pussy.
blog.
They love
More
that.
so, you don't need to what
Thanks
porn
to Tier
does
1
to your
Greece
brain
and the Reset
to learn the
Mountain Man.
negative
So to be a
impact
beast
that
in bed, you
pornography
have to
has
stop
on our
watching porn.
well-being and brain.
That's
Porn
step
doesn't
1,
usually
yeah, but there's
teach
18
you
steps.
How to
Oh,
satisfy a girl in
18.
bed and how to enjoy sex.
Yeah, I
It
just got to the
merely
first
has an
one.
effect that how it sets you behind in being the best version
Well,
of
this is just
yourself.
good advice in general,
Drugs
not about
include
being a beast in
addictive
bed, just no
substances like
drugs.
coffee, significant amounts of sugar,
What's he gonna say next? Eat your
marijuana,
vegetables?
alcohol, but the evil it does are more psychological, and
Evil?
it's affecting many men today. Masturbation depletes your
Evil,
resources,
huh?
as I've explained in my no-fap
Step
challenge
4 is gonna
video
be
series.
accept the Lord as your
Oh, a
Four,
God.
no-fap
your belief that women
challenge.
aren't as sexual as men. There is still a dominant belief that women don't enjoy sex as men do, or that they don't
That's not
want
true.
sex frequently. That's falsity.
See,
When
you're
you
now
learn to
corroborating
sexually
his
open up to your girl,
bulletproof
then you will be amazed at the
18
depth of
steps.
voraciousness of her. Similarly, adjust your speed as you go about ravaging her.
This guy
Try
is
to make
definitely
the
getting a
rhythm
semi-chub
irregular to
making
find
this.
out what arouses her more. Things.
How are you
For
supposed to be
instance, even if you
explorative
two are not
if
close to
you
the
can't watch
beach,
porn?
ask her to wear sexy
Get
beachwear,
ideas.
including
Because you can
swimsuits
watch
and bikinis.
Alpha Show.
You can explore
watch
many
YouTube?
options.
Yep.
If you guys have
He's
always
gonna
been into
teach you
gentle
all you need to
lovemaking,
know.
Try the rough.
Ah.
Number 14, appreciate her with generous praise. Everyone
You look
probably
beautiful
has some
this
kind
morning.
of
High
insecurity or
fives.
hang up about their body.
Doing great.
Good
Simply
wetness.
human nature, or at least it will help you last longer in bed. Which method do you
Well,
think
I've
is
become a
proven
beast
most
now.
effective for you? And just before I
Now I've done it.
We shall be beasts in bed
Yep.
after marriage.
Thanks to the lessons learned here today. How to
Okay,
make a
don't
girl
make her
horny.
wet.
How to make a girl instantly horny. How to make any girl wet and horny. Oh, this is just a more improved version of this. Why have this without the wet? How to become Sigma male. Rarest male type.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
You first have to make her want to fuck you. Is that correct?
No,
Of course
no,
it
no, no,
is,
no.
Which is why today I want to
That never
give you a
works.
few treats. Number 1, let her know you want to fuck her. A lot of men
Oh, that's
seem to
easy.
think that they need to be sneaky.
Hello,
about their
ma'am. I am
intentions
approaching
or
you
they're
with
scared
fuck
to go
intentions.
on. But attempting to
Do you
trick her
reciprocate?
into or on her shoulder while you are out in public is a subtle but assertive non-verbal
okay.
way of letting her know
How about
your
just a
plan of
spank on the
stealing her
cheeks and
into
tell her
bed.
good game?
Number 2, for a few seconds, start to caress her teeth with one hand and work the other slowly on.
Did I miss a step, or are we doing this to a stranger? Hold on, let me just double check. I'm not trying to catch a charge.
Source, but oftentimes the problem is that she's simply too insecure about her body.
Ah, yes, that's the only reason she doesn't want to fuck you. God, if only I could fuck this Redditor. But I'm just too insecure. He's too good for me.
And the way you carry yourself for the hours or minutes leading
You
up
too
to
can be a
sex
superhero.
make or break your chances
All you
of
need to
getting
do is
show her
hypnotize
how
women
hard
or
you can
something.
make a girl. But I'll give you some time to try these
That was
set of
nuts.
tips.
I feel too strong now. There's not gonna be any women left in the world. Good God. Well, I've learned a lot. Alright, maybe time to switch to another channel, but I always love this rabbit hole of like the alpha males on YouTube, led by the furthest thing from alpha males. Keep in mind, alpha male is a thing that doesn't exist. It's just dumb fucking garbage. I read books for at least 15 minutes per day for 30 days. Whoa, wait a minute, whoa, Jesus. What? He's uncaged! Bad drivers of South Carolina? Yeah, in a minute, hold on. I'm enjoying the rabbit hole, but I want to change the channel. I want to stay in this rabbit hole of alpha male pickup artists and shit like that. Quite a few things came up from typing in Sigma versus alpha male, so this is why Sigma males are more attractive than alphas. There's like a video essay on that topic, sounds like dog shit. I don't really care to watch a video diary on it. Sigma spirit, how to tell if you're truly Sigma. What does that mean? Am I Sigma?
Welcome to Sigma Spirit.
Hey man.
This is Alex, aka Alejandro,
Hey man.
aka Maxwell Bridgewater.
Was that your
AKA
like
Sigma
GT
Spirit.
RP
Welcome to the
character?
Sigma Spirit channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about alphas versus sigmas. It goes back to that old cliche about comparing apples and oranges. You
What?
can't really compare sigma males and alpha males.
Why?
In many ways, alpha males are polar opposites to sigma males,
Uh-oh.
but not always. You see,
Wouldn't that be a beta male
sigma
though?
males
Oh,
are
God.
never truly in contention with alpha males.
So confusing.
Would very, very rarely ever take an MMA match. That said, alphas are different from sigma males. but in
Let's
more
skip.
ways than one. Sigma males are self-reliant.
Okay.
They don't need us because there's a system around them.
I bet this guy shits on astrology, like the people that believe in zodiac signs, and then goes around preaching about Sigma males and the signs you're a Sigma male and your Sigma male horoscope. But it's not hurting anyone. But I do think it's sad if someone watches that and then starts to like believe the whole Sigma, Alpha, Omega, Beta male shit. Wow, YouTube read me like a book. All I typed in was how to be, and the first thing is alpha male, and the second is alpha. Damn, they're on it right now. How alpha males act. Bye. God, that's cool. Holy fuck.
I get a lot of hate for talking about alpha males so much, but let's face it, men who can project the vibe of an alpha are incredibly desirable. There's no way around this. Most people, when they hear the word alpha, tend to think of some perfectly sculpted, almost godlike human being that has no flaws and never does anything.
Oh my God, he drew
This is
me.
actually far from the truth of how alpha males really are.
Oh, it's
in the
so
real world.
sweet.
And despite what you might have been told, alpha males are not
Oh, it
secretly
came out of
confident
nowhere.
in every situation that they encounter. And there are many times where they are actually less than alpha. But
Fuck
instead of
yeah.
pretending that they don't have
Never
any
mind.
flaws, alpha
The
males
video's
actually
right.
acknowledge these
Give
flaws,
that a
which
like.
is what makes. Now, the truth is that a lot of guys have some issues with confidence and self-esteem, especially in certain situations. And one of the greatest greatest fears that many of us have,
Boo!
especially
Look at
as
this
it pertains
guy.
to dating, is a
Not
girl finding out about
alpha.
these flaws.
Not
True alphas can
alpha.
acknowledge their flaws, especially
He'll never
for
get
girls,
with
and
her.
this is
Look at those
precisely
titties.
what makes them alpha.
Those are
Undesirable
alpha
men are
milkers,
those who
not
constantly
beta.
try to hide their weakness, but our fears in pretty much every situation are completely irrational. And
This
for
is
most of
boring.
us,
When
one
do
of
I
our
get the
greatest fears is
fucking
being a
shit?
huge spider that was like the
Top 5 habits of alpha males from How to Beast. Yeah. Hey, Dom. Fuck yeah. Dom is a parody of alpha males while simultaneously being the most alpha of all of these fucking douchebags. Alright, I hope this is a good one. I'm going in. This is like semi-animated. I'm putting some faith in you, man-telligence.
Gentlemen, today we're showing you
That's not
10
even an
tips
alpha male
to
talking to me.
help you 10 tips
Who's
make a
this
night and
guy?
day difference
Your
in how
boyfriend?
you make your approach. And
He
because
looks
you want
weak.
to be 100%
Pussy?
sure, and one of the best ways to do that is to start with a simple, low-stakes game to get you warmed up and talking.
the fuck
now,
are you
who's
talking
ready to
about?
play? The goal is simple. The point of this game is to keep the pressure
Oh,
low.
I see. I thought you were like
So
challenging
just
them to a
slow things
duel
down.
or
Talk to
something.
whoever you
Go down the pickup artist rabbit hole. I think I've seen every shitty pickup artist that has ever existed on YouTube. That has been one of my biggest guilty pleasures. I love pickup artists on the platform. They're so good. Like, so fucking good. Kristen Valentine pickup lines. The best Christian pickup lines. This?
Oh,
Thanks
what's
to
your
Resub
reason? Is
Absolute.
that Ananias and Sapphira? Are you Sapphira because you're drop dead gorgeous?
This is First John.
Okay, I'm guessing this is like a skit. Best picking up girls. Best pickup lines. Best of Limitless EXP. Jesus Christ, what, it's double XP weekend over here at the pickup artist headquarters? And I missed it?
How's it going, guys? Also, I'm doing a giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you guys
Is
need
he
a
just
free
giving away
ride,
girls'
I just wanna
numbers
shout
that
out
he's
my
picked
Uber
up?
code real quick in
That'd be
case you
great.
guys need a video.
Oh, I know drain cleaning rabbit hole.
Excuse me, ladies? I just wanted to let you guys know that if I had $1 for every time I saw the most beautiful girl in the world, I'd have none. Dad! Mom!
God, this shit is always so bad.
Dad?
I wish that prank channels never got popular. It's just such a public nuisance. It's so fucking dumb. Today I had an itch that needed to be scratched, so I cannonballed into the pool of male astrology just to take a peek at what's been going on in the Sigma scene, as well as the alpha male YouTubers, and of course catching up with the omega male gurus who give some wild and wacky advice, just because it's been so long since I've tuned into the genre on YouTube. Recently I've felt that the Sigma grind set's begun to fizzle out a little bit, and I was hoping to reignite that fire inside of the hearts of all Sigma males that might be watching. So I wanted to share one video with you that I found. It's called 10 Odd Things Sigma Males Do That Turn Women On. Now before starting it, I will say I was a bit disappointed to see that they omitted one of the most important qualities of a Sigma male, and that's how they handle one-night stands. I've seen this from a couple other channels, and I just would like to put this here in the beginning before getting into the 10 things, because I think it's a really important one. So a Sigma male's not afraid to be upfront. We know that. So when it comes to a one-night stand, I think the optimal way Sigma males handle it is they always finish it off respectfully. They don't want to leave things on bad terms. So this is just a little free advice to all the Sigma males out there. When you're done with a one-night stand and you know it's not going to be something that's like a long-term partnership, make sure that you're nice, understanding, but direct about it. So get up, give her a bow, and say, "Thanks, madam, for the good pussy. 'Twas doth sodden in those quarters, but I must be off now. Crime never sleeps. Pray thee good day," and then collect your monocle and tobacco pipe and skedaddle. It leaves things on good terms, and you now have broken things off in a much more palatable way.
Women are turned on by different things than men. The Sigma male is the type of guy who knows what these differences are and how to exploit them.
It's fascinating to me how 100% of the time these YouTubers always present their ideas in the creepiest manner possible, calling it an exploit here, making it sound like it's some kind of cheat code or a forbidden jutsu you'll get in trouble for using. It just comes across really weird, saying things like, the Sigma male knows these differences and knows how to exploit it. It just makes it sound almost criminal, The Sigma male is very familiar with females and the law. So you want to get laid without going to prison for sexual assault? Well, there's a fine line between sexual assault and getting laid, and the Sigma male tap dances on it. Find out how in this video.
The Sigma male is the type of man women are naturally attracted to. He has an innate understanding of how to appeal to female biology, knowing which buttons to push and when.
Another thing I always find interesting, and this is across like all alpha male and sigma male YouTubers, is I can never tell if it's text-to-speech voices they use or if it's actually them narrating, because their cadence is so robotic, and I'm just never positive. Like for this one in particular, I feel like it's text-to-speech, but then there's certain moments where it kind of messes up and bumbles a word around, and then I'm like, no, it's probably a person.
1. Their light touches. When a Sigma male is sitting next to a woman, he'll reach out and gently rest his hand on top of hers. Or he might come up behind her and lay his hands on her hips or shoulders, just for a couple of seconds before pulling away again. A woman loves it when he takes the initiative like this, without always waiting to be invited.
Yeah, so step one here is immediately playing with fire, because if you do this on a total stranger, you might just go straight to jail. Do not pass go and collect $200. This shit's just getting you right in the slammer. It feels like something that is only acceptable if it's done with a girl that you're already romantically involved with, or are at least familiar with enough to the point where coming up behind them and putting your hands on her hips doesn't immediately get you slapped and spit on. If this is a stranger, you might just get your ass beat, and you might get the cops called on you. So I'm assuming this advice here, where don't wait to be invited, is when it's like your partner. Like, hey, maybe rest your hand on her hand when you guys are out on a date, as opposed to just like, hey, if you're in class next to a girl, just rest your hand on her hand as a Sigma move. I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the creator here, because they don't actually specify if it's like, this is an icebreaker type thing that you use on women that you're interested in, or something that you do to continue to keep a woman that you're already with interested in you.
2. They know how to command attention. A Sigma man doesn't care if anyone notices him or not, as long as he has the upper hand in any given social situation. When he enters a room, she can't help but notice him because of the way other people react when he's around.
Now, as is the case with every Alpha, Sigma, Omega, Giga Chad advice YouTube channel, most of it's just platitudes, utterly meaningless, and can be applied to pretty much everyone and everything ever. And this is one of those things. If you're good at getting people's attention and not being weird, it's a good thing for you. And women like that. It's like, yeah, that sounds about right.
3. Their specific sense of humor. Everyone has a different sense of what's funny, and Sigma males seem to possess a unique kind of humor that nobody else can get.
To be fair, you do have to have a high IQ to understand Sigma male humor, so this is again another one of those points where it's like, yep, that sounds about right. Sigma males are known for their gut-busting comedy, and women do appreciate a good ha-ha-ha moment, some good goofs and laughs.
4. They exude an air of mystery. There's something about the way they carry themselves that makes women want to find out what it is. This makes her feel like she doesn't have all the information, which is psychologically arousing.
This is always my favorite advice, because this is what I bought into going into college, that women love a mystery, which is why I took on the role of an anime protagonist who's very mysterious. You know what it got me? Not laid. It almost got me just fucking excommunicated from my goddamn university because everyone was so fucking afraid of me because I was such a weirdo. Sure, there's something to be said about someone that's not like overly outgoing with everything that's happened in their life. Yeah, absolutely. Keeping some things to yourself, being a little more reserved is probably pretty helpful. But the way that they set it up here where it's like a mystery is great. It's psychologically arousing to not have all the information. I will just debunk that immediately. You should give some information. For sure. Don't just go like catatonic and smoke a cigarette in the background hoping that someone finds that cool or hot, because they probably won't. They just find it creepy.
They come off as really intense. When he talks to her, it seems like he's judging every little thing she says, and that can be really intimidating. Sigma males don't think twice about challenging a woman, which can be a huge turn on for some women.
This one straight up just doesn't seem like a good thing at all. to have women find you scary and intimidating and too intense. That just seems like it's a massive detriment to getting laid as a Sigma male. And then the part about a Sigma male not being afraid to challenge a woman, that almost just sounds almost threatening. Like, hey, at any moment you say something that's a little out of line, the Sigma male is going to call you out on it. It's like, ugh, you winch, you've gone a bit too far, and you misquoted the great George Lucas. He never said that about Star Wars, and I'm putting you in your place. And you should be turned on by this. It's like, I don't know if that's necessarily a great quality to be so willing to challenge everything and come off as really intense.
They are unpredictable. A woman loves to be surprised. If she can see something coming from a mile away, there's no excitement left in it for her. He keeps himself just a little bit apart from society, and that makes it impossible for her to guess what he will do next.
I don't really see what being an outcast from society has to do with being unpredictable, unless he's isolated from society in like a mental asylum or something. Like, I don't really understand how those two correlate. You can be unpredictable while also participating in society, right? You can come up with surprises like, hey, surprise, I found chocolates in the dumpster outside. I bet you didn't see this coming. Or, come in with a birthday cake. Hey, I know it's not your birthday, but hey, I definitely subverted your expectations with this maneuver, didn't I? You don't have to be like, outside of the outskirts of society to be unpredictable. And yeah, there is something to be said about surprises and being spontaneous. That could be a good thing for sure. Not just for Sigma males, but for people in general.
They have a really strong presence. Some men are just more dominating, and women respect him because of this. They're active listening. A few women are really turned on by men who just tune out during a conversation, but most of them can't stand it. They want to be heard, and they love it when he shows an interest in everything she has to say.
Again, most of this video is just platitudes that everyone's heard a million times before. It's not specific to Sigma males. It's just everything here is Sigma male slapped on top of the most generic advice ever from WikiHow and peddled out there as Sigma advice, or these are weird, wacky things Sigmas do that no one else does, when this is just like the most basic shit ever. Oh, be a good listener. Oh, have your own identity with a strong presence and not try and stand out from the crowd with being like overly, showy or whatever. Like, it's all just general advice that everyone's always heard forever. But ever since this whole Sigma versus Alpha versus Beta versus Omega war started, all of this most basic shit gets labeled as Sigma and Alpha and all of that. Like, I guarantee I could find this exact video with the word Alpha on top of it and it'd be indistinguishable.
Their self-sufficiency. He doesn't need anybody in his life. He has his own place, makes his money, and lives on his own terms. They are chivalrous. He opens the door for her, pulls out her chair at dinner, and walks next to the curb when they are walking down the street.
Yeah, I bet you didn't see those last two coming. Straight off of an Ask Reddit thread, basically. Oh, they're self-sufficient and can make their own money. And they're chivalrous. Who could have guessed? How odd is that? I don't really understand who the audience is for these videos. I'm guessing it's already people that identify themselves as a Sigma male, and they just want to, like, confirm that they check all of the boxes on these 10 lists, like these top 10 lists. Because I can't imagine anything else. Like, even just scrolling into the comments or reading the discussions on Twitter, it's always people like, yeah, I am a Sigma male and all of this is accurate, but unfortunately women in today's society just don't appreciate a 6-digit IQ like mine, so unfortunately Sigmas like me aren't getting as much pussy as Alphas, though we should be, and we have every right to, because we're significantly better than them. Like, just look at these lists. A Sigma male is just the clear winner when it comes to males, and it's just a little upsetting that women haven't quite caught up to us yet to appreciate it. It just makes no sense to me, because all of these lists and all of these things from these Sigma male YouTubers and shit are just platitudes, meaningless cliches. Like, none of it has any substance or weight to it or anything unique about it. It is literally astrology, looking at a horoscope, but for lonely guys. Like, it's just a bit silly. And I do feel bad for them because there's so many videos like this and so many, like, YouTubers that talk about Sigma versus Alpha and all of that. And it just really muddies the waters and makes people that are really, like, struggling with self-esteem or their self-image get confused and get a bit lost in it. So yeah, it's just I wanted to check in on the community over here and see what's going on. And it's still the same stuff, just boring top 10 things Sigmas do when they're single or whatever and all of that. And some really bad advice from other channels that isn't like entertainingly bad advice, it's just sad advice. And they're selling courses to people that are already desperate enough to buy them, just exploiting it. So basically it's in the exact same spot that it was 2 years ago when I was actively watching this shit for entertainment. It's just now getting a bit stale and a bit sad. Today just felt like a day I needed to at least check in with it. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, you're gonna watch Sandman? Why do people keep bringing up Sandman? That trailer looked horrible. Did it come out or something? Jealous women. Jealous women, what's that? I have no idea. Men going their own way is what MG Tao stands for. MG Tao Guide to Retiring on 200k in Southeast Asia. Alright, this really piqued my interest.
I found your thoughts on the struggle between Alpha, Beta, and Sigma personalities very interesting.
Whoa, what a start. Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. That actually sounds like the Joker.
And consistent with my experience. That aside, what are your thoughts on female jealousy towards men?
This kind of content is poppin'. Like men motivational shit. And like Alpha, Beta, Sigma, the astrology for men stuff. Like this shit is blowing up.
Yes, many women are jealous of the successful independent man. What makes him even more attractive to them in a sick and twisted way is that they're happy for him and jealous of him at the same time.
Oh boy.
They want to be with him, but they also want to destroy him simultaneously because they're jealous of him.
Oh
If
god,
you're
they're after
successfully
us.
single, she will see your peace of mind and get jealous that your attention is being given to something other than a woman. Women are also the most logical and rational when they are with a man. You're whole on your own, and she wants to make you unwhole, and in the process, she makes herself whole by getting you in her hole. Many women I've known
What
have
is
also seemingly
happening?
taken great satisfaction.
I would wager a guess the women he's known can be counted on one hand. Why is he talking like he's some kind of professor giving a lecture in front of a high school class?
I think there's also another part of them that knows they'll never be able to do, experience, or even achieve as much as we do if we're single and not tied down to a woman.
A woman could never achieve what I do, talking about women on YouTube, acting like I'm the authority and the expert. A woman couldn't do that. They don't have the brain capabilities that Sandman does. They're just not to his intellectual level.
That's why you hear BS statements like, behind every great man is an even greater woman. If we achieve greatness, then we can't even take credit for it, because it's the guy's mother that raised him into the man he is today, or his wife or girlfriend supporting him that made him great to begin with. They can't accept the fact that they didn't actually have part in making something that's great. Of course, a guy that goes his own way for many years and sees one success multiply on top of another, when women aren't in his life, will figure out that behind every strong, successful man is free time away from women.
Oh, I see. Okay. So the lesson is get away from women, because they'll drag you down. They'll hinder you from reaching your optimal efficiency. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes... Why even make a video on that lesson? The whole audience is people that don't have women around them. Is it like reaffirmation that it's good? Like, hey, it's good to be alone. I guess.
But let me first tell everyone about today's sponsor, the MGTOW Book Collection Part 2. Whether you're getting camel toe in Cambodia, banging babes in burqas in Turkey, or taking Polaroids of ladyboys in Thailand, Luca Vendetti has a series of books to make you live the dream. In addition to his classic, How to Retire on 200k in Southeast Asia.
This is so fucking sad. Oh my god, what did the comments say? I mean, hey, it's a good hustle. Good for Sandman. 200k, just appealing to the sad guys down here. Good on him. Though I don't know if I'd ever call him a bro. This guy sounds like he's the leader of the anime club. Like, he wouldn't be my definition of, like, a bro, just by the sound of him.
Sponsor link is down below. Anyways, now back to spiteful, jealous women putting up roadblocks in your life because you don't have a wife.
He sounds like this guy. Do you guys remember the old Jelly Belly guy? Jelly Belly, that guy? What was it? the jelly rat guy. What the fuck was jelly rat? I think it was. Yeah, Jelly Belly Pet Rat.
Hello, this is room for the QB.
So I'm guessing this guy went from this to talking about why it's good to not be around women. Like, it was your decision. You don't want women, which is why you don't have women, I guess.
That men, simply because they are men, have things like old boys clubs and other secret support networks to help them make it in life. Instead of being just...
this is to all the men in the secret support networks. If you're paying to be part of that network, it's a bad network. Like, that's not a network. That you got scammed. Yeah, if your support network is charging you for being single books or whatever, you fucked up. Time to leave that network. No such thing.
Back in early 2014, when my channel was growing quickly and would become the biggest channel in MGTOW, people attacked me, even though for the majority of men I was providing some value. Jealousy also has a lot to do with dominance hierarchies. People are like crabs in the bucket. They always want to bring others down to their level. Why do you think that women are against every group of men in the manosphere seeking out freedom from women? They want us in relationships or chasing relationships.
That's so cute.
Which would be the equivalent of a crab that's free looking for a bucket to fall into, where he would be held down. They attack us through things like demonetization, throttling, and shaming language. Again, it's not just women, but also gamma males that infest the tech companies.
Ooh, wait. What is a gamma male? That's a new one. I haven't kept up with the astrological signs in the men going their own way community for a little bit. What's the gamma male? What do they do? Give me a rundown of that species. The Hulk? No, the way he used it, it wouldn't be about the Hulk. It'd be like I guess like a tech guy? A nerd, perhaps? I don't know. Suck their own dick on a daily basis? Well, wouldn't Sandman be a gamma then, if that's the definition? He literally just sucked his own cock, talking about how he was providing value and didn't understand why he was getting hate. Gamma male is one step down from the omega male. Oh, okay. So it's like a pre-digi evolution of the omega male. Okay, I gotcha. So diet omega. Alright, thank you. That makes sense. That actually would make sense. That's wrong? Oh, that's not right? When was there an Omega Male? Omega Male was introduced like 2 seasons ago. That was like 2021, early 2021. It's below Alpha and Beta, but above Delta. I don't know the Delta males. Now I think you're making terms up. Sandman's the expert, so he used Gamma. It must be an established scientific kingdom for some men to fall into. From what I understand, Gamma males are bottom feeders who don't try and improve their life. You know what? I'm going to accept that definition. I don't know if it's correct, but I'm going to work under that assumption. It would fit into the context he used it here.
That look at men out there that are successful and more happy than they are, and they basically think they need to be humbled and beaten down in life, the way they have. Even the alpha, betas, and deltas are jealous because sigma males are free to do whatever they want with zero sense of self-consciousness. So they will try and take you down a few pegs so they feel better about themselves. The jealous types are constantly stuck having to calculate their rank in the social hierarchy constantly, thus comparing themselves to others instead of just doing what's right for themselves. If you want to avoid these sorts of...
What is this picture supposed to be? I don't get it. She's dangling a spaghetti noodle? Does this trigger something in the Sigma male brain? Like, I want the noodle? I'm mad about the noodle? I don't know what this means. Maybe I'm a gamma male. I don't get it. What? Can someone break this... Can they break this down for me? It's hair? That's the thickest hair of all time. So is it another woman's hair and she's accusing him of cheating? But he's explaining, babe, I'm not cheating, I'm a Sigma male?
Because after 5 to 10 years of financial freedom, your self-confidence goes up, and you want to share your experiences with like-minded people. Plus, if you do things like travel on epic trips, people might hear of them and wonder how you can afford them.
I do love traveling on epic trips. Can't have a girl with me.
They realize that you're hiding your
fucking weighs me down.
When I would film travel videos on my Cool Buildings channel, I would go to locations and ask to do interviews and film some cutaways. First women, they didn't care when the channel was brand new, and not so...
God damn it, now I have to see that channel. He has his own channel travel for Cool Buildings? What does that even mean? Wow, for someone that's all about, like, you don't need women, it's all about being big man. He follows Dua Lipa immediately. That's not alpha stuff. I like Dua Lipa, but I'm not an alpha. Where's your travel channel? This is just a casual reminder not to go harass this channel or any channel I ever talk about. If you do that, you're a piece of shit. I don't condone it. Don't do it. Single mothers wrecking soy-ciety. That is pretty fucking awesome. Jesus Christ. Do men going their own way need to leave the West behind? The great exodus of the gamma males and sigmas. Oh boy. Oh goodness. The Bible foretold of that. Oh, here we go. Sandman 2. Well, that didn't work.
But once the channel was up and running and filled with dozens of locations, and they saw the places I traveled to in the past, they started becoming less accommodating. Unless it was one of the ones they were doing it because they were either desperate for their location needing publicity, or they were just attention whores. Many of the younger women I asked at such locations, they were seemingly jealous of the places I visited because they were usually working second or third rate tourist attractions and were probably not thrilled that I was free to travel about and they weren't.
What is that thought process? They were jealous of my epic travels. So when they saw how much I traveled, they started treating me like shit because they were jealous of my epic travels. Good lord. I want to see that channel. What? How epic are these travels? Did you go to the moon? Like, how cool could it possibly be? I'm just going to go ahead and squash this theory right now, Sandman. I can't find your channel after desperately searching for it because you didn't even link it properly. I don't think the women or anyone else around you is that jealous. I don't think they've seen it. Traveling my own way.
Hi everyone,
Alone.
Sandman here.
The
Welcome
way
to
I
my
like
Traveling
it.
My Own Way series, where I actually thought I'd be sharing with everyone my daily breakdown for my trip out west. This is the first part of 16 videos of my solo road trip from May the 3rd all the way to the 19th.
What is it? Solo, I can't believe it.
These videos are in addition to my daily dose of red pills, and I'm actually labeled them
God.
TMOW,
Oh,
or
God.
Traveling My Own Way, next to them on the channel.
My
If you don't
daily
like them,
dose
then you
of
don't have to
red
watch
pills.
them.
Fuck
I'm basically
me.
doing this as an experiment to see.
I see why they'd be jealous now. That was fucking nuts.
So
I'm
they
jealous.
basically put up passive-aggressive roadblocks. Jealous women will try and sabotage your business, and once you've dealt with enough of them, you start to learn how to act.
And you've
just
dealt with
accept
too
it
many, I'd
and
say.
work around them.
Women just
Some
can't
people
stop.
are jealous that I haven't had a real technical job in my entire life, and have basically made my own way. They don't see the triumph and victory snatched away by some snatch on YouTube demonetizing my channel.
Right.
I've shown women my travel
course.
videos, and they look at me and think I'm poor. And then they ask me how can I afford to travel because I don't have a full-time job.
Let me pump the brakes a little bit. You show women your travel videos. Hey, harlot, come here. Look at my phone. This is my Traveling My Own Way series. Look, I went to Las Vegas here. Nobody does this. Nobody does this. This is my way. This was a solo trip to... Look at this. I stayed at the, this resort with a pool. Okay. Oh, jealous. Okay. Yep. Walking away. She's jealous. Of course. Yep. She can't handle a man without a... Oh, boy. Oh, goodness. Not again.
Cam, the reason they're envious or jealous and suffering is because it all comes back down to hierarchy.
Oh,
Most
boy.
people want to be on top of it and hoard all the best experiences and physical goods for themselves.
This is the worst part about it. I have no doubt in my mind this guy could have been in a relationship. But he got so lost in this sauce, he made it his entire identity, and now does nothing but repulse women. Like, he just talked about how he shows them his travel videos. Like, it's just one of those things, man. They don't realize they are their own worst enemy. Hearing these things keeps you locked in this endless cycle and spending money on the How to Retire on 200K in Southeast Asia Men Going Their Own Way guide. Fucking rough. Tragic, even.
Look no further at women's jealousy of men than the makeup and clothing industries.
Oh,
in
God.
almost all species, the male is the more physically attractive half.
Oh, no.
But with humans, the women use whatever needs necessary to make themselves more visually appealing, because they're probably jealous of men's natural good looks, without makeup and bright-colored clothing.
Just be gay then, man. Like, you don't have to put up this front. Just be gay. Like, you don't have to go on this, like, men are so much better without women. I don't like women. Women fucking suck. They're always jealous of my travel videos. Just be gay. Like, it's not that hard. Like, embrace it. This guy is just battling insecurity, like, his entire fucking life. He's been doing this since 2014. Oh my god.
That's the point our species has gone to. The men provide women financial resources to attempt to outdo us when it comes to attraction. Men invented bras to keep the girls on their chest from sagging to their knees too quickly. Go to the zoo and see the great apes, and you'll basically be drawn to the male ones, because they look better. The female ones just look too damn plain.
What? There's no way I heard that correctly. I just didn't hear that right. There's no way.
Their chest from sagging to their knees too quickly. Go to the zoo and see the great apes, and you'll basically be drawn to the male ones, because they look better. The female ones just look too damn plain.
Bro, this guy needs to be on a list. Go to the zoo and check out the great apes. You'll like the male ones. Dude goes to the zoo to look at animals sexually? What is wrong with you?
That they want to turn themselves into men with their actions, careers, and experiences. Is that jealousy coming out, or is it just part of the female chameleon routine? I'll let you decide. They also want to compete with the men at the top of the male hierarchy, and only really want the alpha males and their lieutenants to partner with. Most of the deltas, gammas, and omegas are of no interest to them. They also want the sigmas because they're...
I owe an apology to the guy in chat who brought up delta males earlier. I thought you were making the term up. I guess it's a real one. Sorry, you were right. I guess I might be too behind on the times here. I didn't know delta males got brought into the equation.
Jealous of our independence and lack of dependence from the validation of others. Thanks again to Cam for the donation as well as topic. Don't forget to smash the like button the way that women love when you smash them, because it means you'll also smash your hopes and dreams to smithereens. Bang the bell and check out the mystery link. Follow me on BitChute, Twitter, and Facebook to get tomorrow's video today. Subscribe to me on mine.
I have to be mishearing this guy.
To get the video for the day after tomorrow. Description. Or you can do an hour-long coaching chat with the same man for $45 US.
An hour-long coaching session. Oh my god. 40... Oh boy. Oh my fucking god. Oh, that's painful just to listen to. Don't forget to smash that like button, just like women like when you smash them, and also smash your hopes and dreams to smithereens. So that tells me a lot of things. He's never had sex, so he tries to shame anyone that has, trying to frame it as a terrible thing to have sex. And yet he's trying to be the Sigma male leader of the men going their own way movement. Like, this guy is nothing but, like, red flags. Wow. I am not booking a fucking coaching session with this guy. That'd be the worst $45 I ever spent in my life. It wouldn't even be entertaining. I just feel bad. I would legitimately feel bad. At the end of the day, it's not like I hate this guy. I don't. I feel fucking bad for him. My heart breaks for people like this. This is clearly a guy who was a young man back in 2013, 2014, and found this men going their own way movement, which was big back then in the R red pill section, and being lonely and desperate really bought into it and has paid hand over fist for the books and now just regurgitates everything that he thought was the truth. So he's caught in this endless loop of being a perpetually miserable, sad, lonely guy. Like, I just think it's fucking sad. This has been one of the most pathetic men going their own way lectures I've ever seen. I'll give him credit, though. He's using his actual voice as opposed to text-to-speech like all the other ones, so...
Thanks for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember, a red pill a day keeps the women that hate successful men so much that they want to take away that success by sleeping with them and having sex with them away. So enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh my god.
And cheers.
Again, that tells me he's never had sex, so he continues to vilify it. Is he like a public virgin? Like, he publicly has mentioned being a virgin? I imagine he has. Like, there's no way he hasn't, right? Because it's pretty obvious. I'm not using it as an insult. Like, he is very obviously making it clear that he has not had sex. So that is why he continues to shame those that have.
Dear Sandman, this donation is a big thank you for your video called The Cock Carousel. Your video gave me an argument to throw in the faces of people. The thing is, almost no man cares about that. And why do females shame me all the time for not jumping around in the haystack? What's your thought about this?
That immediately tells me he wrote this. What lady is going to say, jumping around in the haystack? That's in men going their own way term. He absolutely wrote this himself.
I don't have any children, but if I had a daughter, and it was you, Lady D, then this is what I would tell you. At this point in your life, you've been with maybe 1 or 2 men tops, and you still have the ability to bond with a man. Those women that are telling you to be promiscuous have lost that ability in themselves,
It's gone.
most likely.
Yeah, it's gone.
And they're emotionally damaged beyond repair. And now they're shaming you for being a virgin. You're probably laughing to yourself and thinking, that's absolutely impossible. But it's not true, because I'm living proof that guys like that exist. Every woman that I've ever slept with ended up pressuring me to be with her because she probably felt insecure about herself in the first place.
No, they fucking didn't. Okay, so he's not even being honest with his subscribers. Okay. I was hoping this was going to be like a heart-to-heart, like, well, Lady D, I myself am a virgin, but he's very clearly still putting up this front. Okay. What a wild rabbit hole. All from looking up a Netflix show that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like in the first place. Anyone remember the rise of Sigma males? While many of you may have forgotten about them, they haven't gone quietly into the night. There's still a very active community of Sigma males that continue to post content reaffirming that they are the best, the top of the food chain. And sometimes I'll occasionally peek my curious little head in there and see what's going on in this Sigma male community. And there's a channel that does a lot of it, and they recently posted a video called Why Sigma Males Are Seriously Dangerous. And it's the same standard shit where it just spouts a bunch of nonsense that's supposed to sound hard. Like, the Sigma male community treats each other like they're all secretly James Bond. Number 5. Why a Sigma male is seriously dangerous? Well, he'll pour a bowl of cereal without ever adding the milk, because the milk is a hindrance to his cold, calculating mind. His slight lactose intolerance isn't a weakness, it's a strength that he uses to get the best of his enemies, and they never see it coming. That kind of stuff. And there's nothing overly interesting about the video itself. I'll just go ahead and play like a couple clips real fast. What I want to focus on is actually the comments.
Many people mistake the Sigma male as the shy guy, thinking he knows nothing. Little do they know that this is how he wants it to be perceived. He is not shy, he just doesn't want to be seen. He knows exactly what he's doing and is not one to be underestimated. He is the quiet one who absorbs everything.
It's just 13 minutes of this with footage from a bunch of popular movies, and it sounds like they're either describing a stalker or Batman. And what's really weird to me is it's not really motivational. If I was someone who self-identified as a Sigma, hearing this stuff would make me feel really bad about it, actually.
While the Sigma man may seem like a harmless introvert, he is actually a dangerous opponent you don't want to mess with. He may not have big muscles or a loud voice, but his sharp mind and strategy are his most valuable weapons.
I just don't really get what kind of fantasy world this is trying to appeal to, where everyone is trying to pick on and kill the Sigma male or something. So this is like talking about, well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to poke the sleeping bear that is the Sigma male. They act like Sigma males are being hunted, rounded up in the streets, piles of corpses of Sigma males. Like, I don't know why all of this Sigma male stuff is always about, like, opponents. Like, you don't want to mess with a Sigma male. Very difficult to deal with opponent. And it's all spoken as if it's some kind of nature documentary from the BBC with David Attenborough commentating it.
Some people's unpredictability can really put you on edge, especially when you push them too far. It's like walking on a tightrope with no safety net. It's not just the fact that Sigma men are unpredictable. It's the way they make you feel when you can't anticipate their reactions. This can be seriously risky, especially if you're in a confrontational situation with a Sigma.
I won't bother showing you any more clips from the video itself. I think you get it. It's 13 minutes of this. Here's why the Sigma male is so dangerous and so badass. Sigma male's unpredictability makes him the most fearsome foe imaginable. It's like playing a game of chess against a Sigma, but he can see your moves, and you can't see his. But then it turns out the Sigma is actually playing a game of checkers the entire time, and you fell right for his trap. King me. But don't, because the Sigma male doesn't want to be king. He'd rather pull the strings from the shadows like the puppet master he is. It's 13 minutes of that. And for some reason I don't fully understand, this kind of stuff is exactly what the Sigma male community loves to hear and endlessly consume like some junk food. So in the comments section, it's a bunch of people telling each other their Sigma stories as well as giving a TED Talk on the beauty of being a Sigma male. It is amazing. So right now this is one of the top comments. You don't need to fear Sigma males. Which immediately to me seems like it should be a red flag if people are afraid of you in general. Like maybe there's some self-reflection that should be done to not make people feel on edge around you. That would be my perception of it. But again, I think it's kind of just diving into like playing this Sigma character. I don't know if people fully believe in it. I think it's just kind of a for fun thing. It's just that if you harass him, be it on the workplace, the neighborhood, verbally or physically, he is likely to knock you down in one way or another and when you least expect it. Normal people will usually interpret him as being a little shy, while aggressive, dominant people will take him for being an easy prey, and they won't even know what hit them. It may take them a considerable amount of time to put the pieces together and figure out what actually happened. Sigma males are not some kind of dangerous James Bond people. They are first and foremost characterized by going their own way, and, as a consequence, dominant, aggressive people will seriously underestimate them. This is what I'm talking about, though, where a lot of them seem to be living in this world where they feel as though everyone's out to get them. So then they retreat into these corners where they, like, prop each other up like they're underestimating us. And that's their biggest mistake. Sigmas will rise and grind to the very top, and then they'll all rue the day they underestimated us, and they won't even see it coming. Now, if I was to cosplay a psychologist, I have noticed a common thread throughout all of the Sigma content and comments over the years, which is always being misunderstood, being underestimated or neglected by society, and then a lot of what they talk about is getting revenge for that and just kind of taking that power back for themselves. And I'm not just trying to shit on Sigma males. I actually find it somewhat sad because I feel like a lot of it stems from things not going the way they wanted it to while growing up, and now at this point they've kind of pushed themselves into a bubble where they're surrounded by people that also haven't had the best time. So they've now made it into this Sigma bubble for which it gives them a level of comfort knowing other people there, and they push everyone else away. So it's just, I don't know, the whole situation with this Sigma shit, like alphas versus Sigmas versus Omega males, like that whole, grand cosmic war, has just been so weird to watch unfold on the internet as more and more people lock themselves away inside. But anyway, let's just read some more Sigma comments, I suppose. I can recall many times in my life that people were very surprised at me. One person said, "I didn't know you hated in you." I think it meant had it in you. At another time, someone said, "How did you do that? He is much bigger than you." I wrote some poems one time and recited them in front of a large group of people that knew me well. No one expected that of me. Not the most specific description of Sigma male activities here, but it makes me curious for more knowledge on that. What is the "how did you do that? He's much bigger than you"? Is it referring to a fight? How did you do that? You crushed him with your telekinetic mind abilities. That's incredible. He's so much bigger than you. How'd you do it? And then I remember another time when Uncle Ben pulled me aside in a car ride and said, "Sigma, with great power comes great responsibility." And I've lived my life that whole way. So then I read poems to people. Like, it's very clear in a lot of these comments, the people behind the keyboard are very young. And I feel like if you get lost in this like Sigma versus Alpha versus Omega kind of shit, you are immediately setting yourself up to go down a path that's not going to lead to the best outcomes that you'd probably want. Sigmas are like snipers lying in wait, sometimes waiting for years, patiently waiting for the right moment to gently squeeze the trigger. The target never knew what hit them, and even better, never knew who fired the shot. And then someone replied to that comment with this, and it seems like they're fighting amongst themselves in this. So this is a Sigma versus Sigma, so stand the fuck back. This is up there with like Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, like the kaijus are throwing down. And I am not moved at all. You sound as though no one can read and get the jump before you get the jump on them. Being unreadable is readable in this game. like the image of the guy in the still shot before the video, that's readable to me. Unless you have a divine nature, you will give an indication somewhere. And then someone else replied to that, you would have to basically be a mind reader, and even then, you are likely still 2 steps behind. I feel like they just watched a really cheesy 80s action movie, heard a line similar to this, and decided to drop it in response to the sniper line. Like, what I don't even understand what that's supposed to mean. Being unreadable is readable in this game. What game? What game is being played right now? What is going on? It's just this really desperate desire to be like a secret badass or be like super special. And I think an important lesson that extends well beyond just Sigmas exclusively is to accept that there's nothing wrong with just being normal. Like, you don't need to have some kind of quirky, special personality trait that defines you. You can just be normal and enjoy life that way. It just seems like the internet's corrupted everyone's brain into believing that being average is boring and a bad way of living, when I just totally disagree. I don't know how many times that I've been accused of being unassuming. It almost gets boring. I immediately have to interject. Who's accusing you of being unassuming? I've never met anyone in the world that would come up to a stranger and be like, hey, geez, you're like really unassuming, you know that, bud? Like, I just can't imagine that being common. But anyway, however, a lot is true. Sigmas hit you like a cobra and are very strategic in their thinking. We are considered to be weak when we avoid confrontation, but when we can, we do not let go and hit back when the moment is right. The effects are devastating. The opponents do not know what has hit them. At work, I have colleagues who think they have the upper hand, but no, it is me manipulating them. They still think they are winning. Once again, just another example of how all of this is putting you against everyone else, making everything a you versus them mentality, which I think is the most unhealthy way of living life. Constantly being in this imaginary, invisible competition with all of the strangers around you is a recipe for just making yourself miserable. Sigma males know what will happen sometimes years in advance, when no one else has any clue, not because they're psychic, but because their different perspective allows them to see things that are obvious, but which are usually hidden in everyone else's blind spot. Alphas march uninformed into battle. They declare a war and fight until the conflict is resolved by military means. Sigmas hide in plain sight. They observe everything that is going on and plan 10 steps ahead with extreme precision. They are a one-man army. But they rarely have to fire a single shot, because they know exactly when to strike and how to avoid getting caught. Sigmas are the saboteurs. They break the enemy by silently creating circumstances that make his life hell, and makes his victory impossible to attain. What in tarnation? Listen, many do not even see their part in the cause of why the Sigma is what they are, but others just become a crybaby and about nothing, which is so disturbing and so shallow, and then they project their inner mess on the Sigma, and I have had so many cases that that mechanism was projected and falsely assumed, and wrong conclusions are being made that it is healthy and perfectly normal that they will get hit because they ask for it. If someone keeps kicking your legs, for instance, it is normal that at some point you will get a huge shitload of a predictable kickback, and they even dare to feel surprised that kicking someone continuously leads to retribution, especially when you set boundaries in clear and decent manner. Is anyone understanding this huge blind spot of some that are deliberately attacking Sigmas? Because I would like to learn why many people would behave like that. I think that says all that needs to be said. I don't know what was said there, but it was words for sure. I don't know who's attacking Sigmas. Maybe like making jokes occasionally, but like a lot of what they describe feels like they're about to commit an act of violence or something in the comment section. Like some of it feels genuinely a bit unhinged. Anyway, though, again, there is nothing wrong with being quiet or anything like that. You don't need to be like lashing out for that or trying to find reasons for why you might be quiet. Well, it's actually because I'm a secret badass who's always cold and calculating, planning my next move to overthrow the alphas. It doesn't need to get into fanfic. There's nothing wrong with just being average and normal. There's nothing wrong with it. There really isn't. Just calm down. There's not this big war with alphas against omegas versus betas versus sigmas and all of this. It's just not that deep. But you know, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I've been back on that Sigma rabbit hole, and it's getting weirder than it was like a year or two ago. So that's really about it. See ya.